Can you describe the moment when you first got his notes?
Oh, describe the moment when I first got his notes. This is a good story. So what happened is Harriet called. She took about a month deliberating after she called me, and I was on book tour. Most nervous month of my life because, I told myself in the back of my head, oh, it's not going to happen. There's probably like 500 people she's considering, and and it's not going to be me. And but then she called and said, I want you. And so I said, oh, okay. I called my agent. I said, all right, she wants me. Make it happen. And he's like, well, we'll have to negotiate. And I'm like, no. We're not negotiating. We're saying yes. There's not any negotiating to do. So it was the shortest contract negotiations of my entire career. Harriet called and said, here's what we're offering. I said, good. Yes. And so it was over in a week, which is, a lot of my contracts have taken months. I had one contract take 12 months for a movie deal, so yeah, this was fast. I was on a plane within another week of that flying to Charleston. And Harriet picked me up herself, and I got to meet her for the first time. I'd never met her or Robert Jordan. I'd seen Robert Jordan once at a convention, kind of like what you guys are doing. I had been too nervous to go talk to him. I hadn't been published or anything at that time. And we drove to Harriet's house, and it had been a long day. From Utah to Charleston, it's about a 5-hour flight. 3 hours into Atlanta, or 4 hours in Atlanta, and an hour into Charleston. And so she was assuming that I was hungry and tired and I'd want some food, and she'd fix some dinner. And so we walk in the door, and she says, so do you want some dinner? I have some nice bean soup. And I said, no, I want the ending, please. This is like, 11 p.m. And I'm probably just there dazed, exhausted. And she just laughed, and she went over, she handed me a stack. And then it was the outline, the ending that Jim had written, and Who Killed Asmodean. All in one stack. And I went into the living room, the little off the room where actually Robert Jordan's computer had been set up. It had been taken out of his office and set up in there. Actually, when the announcement hit the internet, not unknowingly, I didn't know this was his computer. I was sitting on his computer, looking and reading the replies and things. So that was kind of fun. I actually also, just so you know, I brought one of his pens for Harriet to sign the books with. So we do have one of Robert Jordan's pens, so to be here signing. And you'll notice that his signature is printed in the front of the books. That's something I asked Harriet, and she very kindly was willing to do, because I figured if I'm going to put my signature in it, I want his above it already. So anyway, my reaction was a sigh of relief, because the ending, it was right. I can't tell you any more than that, but it is, I've been reading this series for 18 years.
Well, you could.
Yeah. Then,
you know the next line.
Then Harriet would certainly kill me. And she's got lots of big weapons. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got plenty of big weapons. So, but yeah, it was satisfying. It was exactly what I wanted, though it wasn't what I expected necessarily. When I read it, I said, yes. And so, it's coming, I promise, and it is satisfying. Okay.